streaming? I'm watching like 8 streams at once right now. What the hell, man?
Hola, hombre.
5 seconds here. I want to get this up. I'm going to watch this with my submerged arm in water.
Piss.
Just remember, boys and girls, watch your language.
Watch your profanity.
All right, Red, I'm online. Watch your profanity.
Watch your profanity, young man, else I'll get in the butthole.
What's the matter, Red? First VA, I told you would get the next notification. Didn't I promise you?
Didn't I tell you, young man?
I can't say without swearing, and I don't want to do that on...
All right, now, Red, here's what we're going to do. You're going to, every single time you feel the need to swear, you're going to say something else.
What?
Okay, so then, instead of saying the F word, you say fudge. You need to say the S word, say poop.
Poopy.
If you need to say that Matt is your second in command, say Matt is your second in command. That's a perfectly fine word.
And I'm going to do you.
Oh, you guys have no idea how bad I just want to...
Don't you have a hitting tree? Everyone in New Jersey has a hitting tree.
Oh, I do, but it's way in the backyard.
Wait, y'all got a hitting tree?
First VA! It's First VA!
Hi, First VA. We're all kind of angry because we learned some news.
We are fuming!
So it has been approved by the NFL that the new Black National Anthem is to be played prior to the Star-Spangled Banner.
Right?
Yep.
That is no bueno. Not in my book.
No. And upon doing some research, it is said that the song is about, bringing everybody together, being equals. Then why is it titled the Black National Anthem? Why is it primarying one single race over all others in the name if it's supposed to be about equality and togetherness? Why?
I guess it's just stuff to do with agendas.
I am limiting my speech because of YouTube will take my channel down like that. Because on YouTube, you can't have your own opinion without them taking your stuff down.
Yeah.
Either you're on the band train with everybody else, or you're not on any train at all. You're left at the station.
Either you're a yes man or you're a go man.
No, either you're a yes man or you don't exist.
Yeah.
Because we like your opinion around here at YouTube.
And honestly, what's get me most of all, and I know I'm going to sound like a bigot or something, but honestly, I'm trying not to, is all the things of all races saying equality, and yet I can't help but notice all the statues being taken down are white people. It used to be he was a Confederate sympathizer. Okay, that's the wrong history they were taught in school. People don't know no better. But now they're taking Grant down, and they're saying that the Alamo should have been destroyed. It's being quite obvious about now. It should be what's happening. I mean, it should very well be obvious on what's happening and how this country is going to shit in a handbag very quickly.
Watch your language.
I don't care. Like it should be known that the media right now is only focusing on two races, one being bad, one being good. That's just like the history they were taught about the Civil War, one being bad, one being good. And that's how it's going to go down in history. You're not going to hear about all the nothing else except one race being bad, one race being good. That's how it's going to be. That's how it will remain. That's how it's always been with the Civil War, except for people who do their own research. People who actually look at the facts and not just what people tell them. If y'all didn't know nothing about the Civil War and I told you South bad, North good, you guys would believe it. Y'all don't know, and I'm filling your head with knowledge. It's getting to a really bad state. I honestly got a feeling there's going to be a second Civil War starting soon.
I have no doubt about that either.
There were armed people who showed up to defend the Alamo because people wanted to destroy it, saying it was racist for white people to do that or something.
Even though we were defending ourselves from a tyrannical Mexican government.
Yes, but the white people shouldn't have done that.
I don't care what anyone says. At that time, that was just a military dictatorship. They were basically the equivalent of modern-day North Korea.
Yeah.
We told Santa Anna to go back to his little homeland.
I don't care what you say about him. He was killing people left and right.
And the fact that people are now getting beat. I know a couple of people personally who have been beaten by using their freedom of speech and speaking for what they believe in.
Same here. I know a friend of mine that was assaulted just because he was holding an American flag in San Antonio.
A friend of mine had a U.S. flag flying out in his front yard. Someone came and threw paint on it.
Quite rude.
And said that this flag is a disgrace to this country. You dumb shit! It is the country's flag. And it's because of the free country you live in, you can do stuff like that. You do that over in North Korea, you're hung and put on display. People don't think about that, though. No, they take everything for granted. They take all their liberties for granted. They think it's all okie dokie. It's not. Like I said in other streams, the only way this is going to work is if we all get along. Not, hey, this is our national anthem. You guys can have your own. No. One nation. One. It is not, you guys can have this part that you all have your own national anthem. You guys can have this part. You have that over there. You have this over there. There we go. We're all separated. That's exactly what it sounds like that people are wanting to happen. Is that they want everyone to be separated. That sounds familiar in history. Separate but equal. What was the segregation laws?
Separate but equal?
Yeah, separate. Brown versus Board of Education. Plessy versus Ferguson. They went through all that just for it to happen again? Really? If you notice in Martin Luther King's speech, he didn't say, I have a dream where you know, white people's statues get torn down, all these Civil War monuments get torn down, the Alamo gets torn down, and, you know, all these riots. No, he had a dream where we all got along. It sets me off. Like, you guys don't understand. And don't get me started on the politicians that they're all so scared of, hey, I'm not going to get that vote. Grow a sack, tighten that scrote, plant your foot, and be a politician. Run the country. Don't worry about what people think. You have to make tough choices. Just like parenting, you got to make tough choices that your kids are going to hate. Live with it. This is why Red doesn't go into politics. He speaks too much sense.
Amen to that.
No more, hey, these riots are happening because of something that happened in a completely different state. You know, it just pisses me off. And like I was saying, it always comes down to, and this is how it is. People are going to call me racist. I don't care, but this is how it is. White people right now are being labeled as the bad guy. That's exactly how it is. If y'all have a different way of hearing, I would love to hear it. I'm a reenactor. I have an open mind. I like to hear other points of view. I like to understand people's reasons for what they did. If you do something, I'm not going to label you right there. But, so, why'd you do it? Okay, those are your reasons. I support you for doing that for your reasons. Don't agree with what you did. But good job in doing it. I respect the fact that you took a stand for it. But then just blaming everything on one race. On one race. And then trying to say that blaming that on one race is not racist. That's sort of the idea of racism. Blame everything on one race. It's all their fault. We shall now discriminate towards them. Now, if what I'm saying isn't making sense to you guys, I will gladly clarify. But when was the last time, okay, in the media, we hear about black people getting assaulted by police officers? Correct?
Yes.
When was the last time you heard about a white guy getting shot by the police? Or black on black violence? Or where a white guy got jumped by black people, where it was something like that. You never do, because the media is afraid. They're fear mongers. They like to feed you the BS news that labels one race. That is all they do. And the sooner people get that through their thick skulls, the more they will start realizing, hey, it's not just us. It's not just them. It's everybody. Give me a kid in my high school. He was a black kid. He was playing basketball with a gang member. He was also black. He won the game of basketball. He was shot twice in the chest and killed. Didn't hear about that in the news. We looked all over for it. That wasn't in the news. A kid was shot dead over a game of basketball, and the news didn't even feel it was good enough for an article, not even a mention in the paper. Because it had nothing to do with a white person. It is complete garbage. Not one race is at fault. We've all both. It doesn't matter if your heritage. You could be Hispanic, Asian, African, European, Caucasian, whatever. I don't give a shit of your skin color. Everyone has done bad things. Every race has the bad hitters. That does not mean you go and label one race. You got someone coming over from Israel. You don't know they're from Israel. You're going to immediately associate them on just being from the Middle East. They're from the Middle East. We don't know them, but they're from the Middle East. They got to be a terrorist. When Israel is one of the few countries who still welcomes Americans with open arms. And we're going to do that to our most favorite ally, one of our most trusted friends. Really? It's complete bull. Just like I was talking to this person the other day. My niece is mixed. And we all have the freedom of speech, which I'm invoking right now. I will say whatever I want. It is within my constitutional rights to say as I wish. I told them, I don't agree with what they're saying, but I will defend their right to say it. For those of you who don't know what that means, it means you can say something offending to me, but if someone says you don't have the right to say that, I will defend you in a heartbeat. Saying, yes, they do. They have every right to talk as much shit as they want. But when it comes to physical violence, that's where the line should be drawn overall. I don't care if it's white, black, Mexican, whatever. I don't care. That's where the line should be drawn. If you want violence, go fight in a war. That is where violence belongs. Other than that, there should be none. That is the only way we are all truly going to get along.
True. I actually do remember Grant did say that war should only be used as a means of peace. Other than that, there really is no purpose to it.
Yeah. World War II had a purpose, stopping Hitler. But, you never hear about that anymore, how Germans are bad people. No, you never hear, oh, he's a Nazi. Well, the term Nazi has several different meanings. But people don't want to take time to learn that. They just immediately associate Nazi with concentration camps. And that's all there is to it. That's all there will ever be. There is no such thing as a grammar Nazi who has a very strict code for grammar, or even a movie quote Nazi, Which I'll admit, I'm one of those. If I mishear a movie quote, I will correct it because I can't help it. I love movie quotes, especially the classics. Like Star Wars, it's not Luke, I am your father. He doesn't even say Luke, I'm your father. Not once did he ever say that. People replace no with Luke. That is not it, and I will call people out on it. I'm not, but I don't go. You're wrong, dude. You're wrong. I'm like, hey, that's not. That's not the right one. And then they don't get all offended. Like, wait, what? Huh? I go, really? It's because I'm not accusing them of being stupid. I'm not accusing them of being completely wrong. I'm just like, hey, that's not the correct quote. It's complete and utter garbage. VA, that is a good way of putting it. But be careful now. Your name has Virginia in it. So you're racist, buddy. Yeah. And what kills me is people are afraid these days. No one has gravel in their craw anymore. It's, hey, I'm offended by that. Oh, I am so sorry. People are apologizing for their own opinions. You serious? What's next? Oh, you can't have that as your kid's name. I find that offensive. Oh, sorry, Michael. That's a name in the Bible. We can't give that to you. In school, in just 22 years, not even 22 years, let's see, around 18 years, just in school, 18 years. I remember in kindergarten, every morning we stood up and said the Pledge of Allegiance because we were Americans. Didn't matter if we had someone coming in from the Middle East, someone coming in from Mexico or Canada or England. Didn't matter. We were all Americans. Your nationality, you become an American. Now your heritage is this. That's your heritage. That's your ancestry. Like me, my ancestry is Irish, Scottish, German, and Cherokee. But I'm an American. I wasn't born in Scotland or Ireland or Germany. I wasn't born to a Cherokee mother. I was born to an American. My nationality is American. I have many ancestors from several different parts of Europe. But what kills me is that when people come over and they go, "Oh man, I'm not doing that. I'm not an American." Then why are you here? Why are you just here to disrespect another nation's customs? You're not going to go over to Italy, and sit there and talk about Mussolini and what a bad person he was. You're not going to highlight the bad parts of everyone's history. You're not going to go to Russia and be like, dude, Lenin, right? Killed like how many millions? Yeah, that guy. No, because it's not what you do when you're a visitor. Or if you plan on moving there, you make friends. You completely change your life. That is the only way that you can truly live there. And that is what we all have to do. We all have to realize there are no African Americans. You were born in America. We are all Americans. I don't care if you were pooped out right on the border. You're Americans. That's all there is to it. Oh, I'm sweating over here. I heard something on Discord. What's going on Discord? Oh, meme said okay then.
Okay then.
It seems like no matter where you go, if someone finds out you're an American, your life is immediately threatened. Correct me if I'm wrong. If someone finds out you're an American, you go over to Korea and you stand right on that border of North and South Korea, and you're an American. The news has already forgotten about the American in North Korea who was beaten almost to death because they wanted to. because they saw an American and they decided to beat him. No one knows why they hate America. We don't know why. We don't know why they're going, hey, we have nukes. So do we. You have tanks, we have tanks. You have guns, we have guns. What's the point in it? What is it, a show of strength? Okay, we get it. You're a nation to be rivaled with. So is Russia. So is China. So is England. But you don't see us going at each other like, hey, Russia, look, we got nukes. Oh, us too. Awesome, bro. Cool. Yeah, the hyphenated American. If we're still hyphenating, then I am Irish, Scottish, Cherokee, German, American. That's what I identify as. Or people to realize that they prefer to be called something else. Okay, cool. If these are your beliefs, whether it be your sex, your religion, your preference of diet, what you want to dye your hair, dude, that's cool. You do you, man. I'm not going to fall in line with you because that's not me. But you do you. And you know what? You have a damn good time doing it. Hold your head high and proud because you are doing you. But do not try to make others do the same thing. We all need to be individuals, but we still need to unite under one banner. And actually learn the history, because if it's a popular saying, those who forget history are bound to repeat it. Look what's happening again. The Rodney King riots. And he said one of the most echoing things in eternity. Why can't we all just get along? I want to know that too. Why can't we just get along? Why? What is the need for all this violence? What is the need for destroying stores, for starting riots? What is it going to change? Not a damn thing. It's only going to lead us down a path that we cannot turn back from after we reach too far. And that when it gets too far, that's when they truly invoke martial law. And we have Marines, Army Rangers patrolling the streets who have taken an oath to protect their country, not people, their country, from both enemies, foreign and domestic. Domestic means home. That's like protecting your mother from an abusive father. That is when we truly have gone too far. And it is leading up to that. Unless we all just get along. We are all Americans. We all have American blood. We all bleed red. We all have the same bone structure. We all have blood types. We all have a brain. We all have 2 lungs, 2 kidneys, 1 heart, 1 liver, an appendix. You name it, we all have the same or a variation thereof. What makes it so different is what people make different. If you want to point out someone's skin color, you are starting a problem that needs to be stopped right away. If you are pointing out someone's religion that you disagree with, you are starting a problem right away. Hate to break it to you, Jack, but there are many other religions out there. Not all are Christian, not all are Judaisms, not all are Muslims. It's... You know what? This is going to sound weird, but the best way I could describe how peace can truly happen is with that mask right here. This mask right here. At a haunted house, they do not care what color your skin is. You will be scared. They do not care if you are a boy or girl. We will scare you. Because that is what we are there to do. You come there to be scared, we scare you. We don't care. We have fun doing it. We like to get the screams. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah, you may call us sick, sadistic bastards, but then why are you there? If you don't want to get scared, why are you going to a haunted house? It's like not wanting to laugh, but going and seeing a comedy movie or seeing a comedian in person. Not wanting to dance, but listen to music that inspires you to dance. Not wanting to eat, but eating a whole foot long from Subway. Don't say you don't want to as you're acting. And I know what you guys are thinking. Red, what does this got to do with the previous subject? Don't start a problem when there doesn't have to be one. I know this isn't a normal Red live stream where no one knows what the hell's going on. And everybody's just saying random things. When I found out that the Star Spangled Banner was being pushed aside for a song that was described as uniting many people, bringing togetherness, but they have labeled it the Black National Anthem. You are singling out another race to put on top. That is why the Star Spangled Banner is the national anthem. It's not called the White National Anthem. The national anthem. Because this is our nation. That is truly what started this whole rant. Was the fact that now hundreds of years of tradition and history is being pushed aside because of this movement. Are they trying to raise awareness for all the wrong that has been done towards black people throughout the past? Or are they just trying to move white people aside, move all of the races aside, and put themselves on top? That is a real question we need to ask ourselves. What will be the outcome of this? Will it be peace and equality? Not at this rate. Not when a song that claims to be about unity and togetherness and equals has one race singled out on top as their name, and it is pushing aside other races to be there. As I said before, Martin Luther King didn't strive for one race to be on top. He wanted equality over all. That is what it is. We need to become equals. We are equals. I'm not better than anybody. Nobody is better than me. You may have better information in another field that is more capable of doing something than I am. That does not mean you are better than me. People should be free to speak their minds without threat of ridicule or being ostracized by a community. Or the fact of their religion. They shouldn't be killed because of that. There is truly peace in all of us. But as long as one race tries to be on top of the other, then there will never be peace. We are all equally worthless. What we do in life is just temporary. Because one day we're all going to die and we're all just going to be put in a box, put in the ground. That's it. 100 years from now, you think people are going to remember us? No. As far as we know, people are going to be walking around the cemetery going, oh, look, he lived during that time. People aren't going to give a shit what we did. But if we are able to truly bring peace in the U.S. and around the world in our lifetime, it'll be remembered for eternity because we planted that seed. We planted that seed for that peace tree to grow. Where we are all equal, where we're all playing together, where all of our kids are growing up together, not having a care in the world. And don't try to blame it on one generation. Well, they did this and then we have to suffer for it. It doesn't matter. Quit bitching about it and solve the solution. If you have cancer, are you going to sit there and let it kill you, or are you going to try to fix it? Are you going to seek out treatment? You're going to seek out treatment because there's a problem that you want fixed. You want it fixed and you need it fixed. That is all you know. So you're going to find every way possible to get it fixed. Me with diabetes, I wish there was something extremely easy like that would cure my diabetes. This illness has been hell. It has almost killed me several times. It's almost put me in a coma. Let alone what my parents have been through, almost burying their 14-year-old son. I wish I could take all that away with one simple thing. But I can't. So I got to keep on fighting. That's what everybody needs to do. Fight every problem that comes up upon them. Set their shoulders, plant their feet. Get ready to take any hit that problem is going to throw at them. But punch back twice as hard. Fight back against that problem. Whatever it may be, until you are on level ground. Once you are on level ground, you are at peace. Don't try to get all high and mighty. Don't get down in the dumps. Stay on ground level. Stay at peace. Y'all want to say anything? Boys? Matt, Bryce?
Yes.
Y'all want to say anything?
No.
Matt? Squid, you want to say anything?
Yeah, there's one thing I would like to say, and I could see one thing you said that I could see happening again. You said about the military being in the streets and the National Guard. History has shown that when the military is called in, it's gonna escalate over time, and I'll tell you why. Back in the 1700s, when the Boston Massacre happened, there were protests, and sooner than later, they acted upon the military. And that added into some kind of a revolution. Now, will that add to a revolution for us? No, it'll probably add to the fire of the hell that is the United States right now because of a few idiots from godly knows where decide to throw something at a military member or try to shove their weight around with a military member or even harm one of them, and they may open fire. That would make our military look bad and just, put more fuel to the flame that is our country right now.
Yeah, that is an excellent example. In the Boston Massacre, only 5 people were killed. With the riots that are being held today, with the technology our military has, it will no longer be 5 people. It would be 500. 50. 550. It doesn't matter. That is what it leads back down to again. Well, I think I'm going to end the live stream now. I've said my piece. Take this information for what you will. I hope you observe. If you're playing back the stream, I hope you observe it with an open mind and an open heart. So, I'll see you guys later.